What's up? Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be going over the 5 tips that I have to make the best possible posters. We use these at my school to make positivity posters, and a lot of the time we'll incorporate the characters of Keith Haring. So I just wanted to thank all of you Keith Haring characters for being here today. It's really nice. You guys have a lot of energy. You're very eye-catching, and I'm sure that people really like looking at posters. Can someone get that dog to shut up, please? If we could just, no offense, guys, but if you could get that dog to... Today we're here to talk about the 5 tips to make a good poster. And the first tip is that you want to design your layout ahead of time. So think about your whole piece of paper and then decide, okay, where do I want my title to be? Do I want it to be in a rectangle that goes the whole way across? Do I want it to be arching across? Do I want it to be a circular design? Do I want it to be, do I want to have a huge title with a big main word? Or do I need to shrink it down a little bit so I can fit some other ones? Where am I going to put my image on there? Is it going to be a scene that goes all the way from side to side? Is there going to be borders around the outside? Is there going to be more smaller words somewhere below, like a body paragraph or, maybe like a sentence that goes along with your heading that you have? You need to lay it out and kind of draw simple shapes on there for where you're going to put everything. And that's what I'm doing with mine right now. This second thing is very, very important for a good poster. You need to keep it simple. You need to keep it a minimum amount of words, and you want to have it focused to one main idea. Ours in my class are going to deal with something positive. I like to hang them up all throughout the school so we just have positive things that we can see to keep us going along throughout our day. But whatever you happen to be making a poster about, you want to make sure that it's simple, to the point, and not too many words. If you look at good posters, examples of good posters, they do not have just like a whole page of writing on them. You need to be able to draw a viewer in about a second or even a half a second and get them interested, and then maybe they'll come in and read the rest. But that's why you want to have that heading, that whatever visual imagery you're going to have on there, make sure that it's eye-catching. The third thing you're going to do is pick out a nice, simple, easy to read font. Make it nice and bold. It's very tempting when you look up like alphabet or even graffiti alphabet online to pick the most complicated thing that you can find, because you want your letters, every letter, to be a beautiful work of art. You want that S to look really cool and that T looks so cool next to it. But if you do that too much, if you have too much of that going on, then it again becomes difficult for the viewer to digest. And the whole point of this, making this poster, is to make a simple point that the viewer can take in about a half a second, and then hopefully be drawn in to observe the poster more closely. So a simple font. Don't make your font the fancy part of your artwork. Make your idea, make your pictures the fancy part of your poster, but don't make the font the fancy part. All right, so tip number 4 is to use eye-catching visuals. Again, the whole point of a good poster is to catch somebody's attention right away. So what can we do to catch them? I like to think of bold outlines, simple gestures, and that's why I love to show my students the artwork of Keith Haring. Here's some of the characters that he made, always with the thick black outline. He started off doing his work at the very beginning in the subways of New York. So you want to talk about a place where it's hard to catch people's attention. He started making these very large, very positive, bright colored designs that were all about spreading positivity and really about catching people's eyes in a place where it was so difficult to catch their attention for anything. So simple can go a long way in getting somebody's eyes drawn in. If you're in my class and you want to use some Keith Haring style characters in your poster, that's fine by me. If you don't, that's also fine. Okay, and then step number 5 is, even though we're trying to be nice and organized with this, we're coming up with our plan for where everything's going to go, we're planning it out ahead of time, we want it to be simple. We don't want that to stop us from being creative. You can still add patterns that look nice in the background. You can still add borders of all kinds around the edge, make everything really look nice, make this whole poster into a real work of art. But the only thing that you don't want to do is make it confusing. You want to keep everything, the word that I use is tidy. You want to keep things tidy so that you can still be able to read everything that's going on, so that nobody's getting confused about what your picture is. But that shouldn't stop you from putting an interesting design in the background, maybe doing something interesting with a texture on your letters or something. Whatever you happen to think of, you should try and go with it, but always have in your mind the overarching theme of this, which is, am I getting my simple message across to the viewer very quickly? And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to bring yours up to the hashtag Art Squad level, then I will give you this challenge. Can you convey the emotions that are being shown in your imagery through also the colors that you decide to use for your poster? The colors of your letters, the colors of your background, any sort of patterns or border decorations that you have, the colors of your characters. In any way that you can show emotion with those colors, go ahead and work that in. That's the extra challenge for the hashtag Art Squad level. Let's do it. I hope you enjoy, like, and subscribe.